What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of 2 Cents Plus. Today we're gonna go out of format a bit and do a video that you guys aren't used to seeing, but might get used to seeing, because I got a lot of stuff that I'd like to talk about, but for some reason just haven't pulled the trigger yet. So now I kind of miss going back and doing these conversation pieces about topics that's going on in the gaming world. And the topic today is video game difficulty. Now, I know we talked about this before, but I really wanted to go in depth and really explain my position and how I feel about easy mode, or very easy mode of video games. There was an article or something that had popped up with a headline saying why every single game should have the very easy mode that Kojima's new game has, Death Stranding, because all games need to have that mode. And first thing I want to say right off the bat is I don't particularly have an issue with games offering a mode that everybody can enjoy. So easy, normal, hard, extreme, whatever. I really don't care about that. Now, when it comes to a game that's traditionally difficult, just making it easier on the overall, obviously I have a problem with that because you know, it alienates your core and specific fan base. But if it's just a general game, something new, maybe a new IP or something like that, and you want everybody to be able to experience, you don't have a general pinpointed direct audience that you're trying to capture, you just want a game that everybody can enjoy, then I absolutely have no problem at all with having every difficulty mode you could possibly have on there to accommodate everybody who could possibly play it. Don't have an issue with that at all. And the argument seems to be from a lot of people is that gamers just don't want everybody to enjoy said game, which is never really the case, because usually we're talking about a game that's traditionally difficult and they're talking about dumbing it down and making it easier for people who aren't the targeted audience, who aren't the intended audience for the game. And to me, that's idiotic, both on a business level and on a common sense level, because it's just like, why would you do that? You literally built up an empire or a franchise on this game based on this aspect of it, and you throw that entire thing away to cater to people who didn't play it and won't play it. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, it's literally begging to just stop making money off of this IP. And in that instance, it's really dumb to me. I don't think it makes any sense. But I do want to get into what this video is specifically about, and that's the concept of catering to all gamers at all times. And people have a very narrow-minded view when it comes to this, because right now we're just talking about difficulty. And the narrative here is everybody should be able to enjoy every game to any capacity that they want to do at any time, period. In other words, all games should be for everyone, no matter what. I strongly disagree with this, because if that was going to be the case, then every game would have to be exactly the same by necessity. There would be no differentiation in games. They would all be the same game. They would have to be, because when we go beyond simply difficulty, some people like Battle Royale. I got to play Battle Royale in this game. How come that game doesn't have it? I can't enjoy that game because I like Battle Royale and I want to play that game. So that game needs to have Battle Royale so I can enjoy it too. Same argument with difficulty. This game is a lot easier for me to play, but I want to play that game over there. So you need to make it easier to accommodate me. Like, we can go that far when it comes to this type of stuff, and it can go from anything. How come Call of Duty doesn't have a 2D platformer mode? Those are the type of games I'm used to playing. I would like to enjoy Call of Duty too. Maybe you should make a Call of Duty 2D platformer. And it's just like, no, that's not our brand, that's not our genre, that's not what we make. So we're not going to do that, period. And they're like, well, you're gatekeeping. You're keeping people from, like us, people who like 2D platformers, from playing your game. And that's when we get into that stupid territory. Now, there is a sense of gatekeeping from some people when it comes to games like this. For example, let's say Dark Souls. Dark Souls is difficult. It's a hard game. It is known for its difficulty, and some people pretend like, let's just say if the game was difficult, if Dark Souls was just as difficult as it always was, and you can play it just as difficult as it's always been, but they added a mode where people could dumb it down. They act like for some reason that would ruin their difficult experience. Like for some reason they wouldn't be able to resist playing on the easier mode, I guess, and that would ruin it for them. Which doesn't make any sense, because if they have an easy mode on the game and you're so hardcore that, you know, you want the game to be as hard as possible, you wouldn't even pay attention to that. Like the fact that there was an easy mode there wouldn't even cross your mind, because you would never even play it. So it doesn't make any sense to be upset that it's there and other people are being able to play the game. And it's kind of this, you know, this thing was difficult for me, so it has to be difficult for everybody else too. And that person's saying they beat the game, and they can't really say that because they only beat it on this mode. Well, who gives a shit? Who cares? None of that shit matters. They got to play through the game and experience the story, which is probably what they only wanted to do in the first place. And you got to play it in a very difficult way, and the way it was intended to play, and you beat it on under your terms. There's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with that. Do I think that all games need to be this way? No, I do not, because games have targeted markets and targeted groups for a reason. There are different genres for a reason, and every genre is not for you. This is where the entitlement comes in, because you get a lot of people who feel like, I am entitled to the things that this person has made. I am entitled to have a certain experience that I want to have in this game that I took no part in. And that shit is annoying. And I'm sure it's annoying to the creators, you know, when they hear people say stuff like this, because you're not. You're just not. You're not entitled to it. I'm sorry if you think that you are. It is what it is. I think people really need to get in the mindset and understand fully that everything is not for you. Period. There are some things in this world that just simply are not for you. And that goes for everything. There are pizza places, taco places, burger joints for a reason. Like, people, I don't understand why this is such a difficult concept to understand. You know, it just doesn't make any sense. And I understand, like, a lot of these places are starting to branch out or whatever, and the idea for a business is to try to capture as many people as you know, not capture, I guess that sounds kind of, you know, I guess attract as many customers as you possibly can. Not all companies operate that way, though. There are certain companies that, you know, put out a very specific product, and they know who their audience is. They know who the people are who are going to buy them, which is also why I don't understand how cancel culture even became a thing that was able to happen. Like, it doesn't make any sense how a company who sells a certain product to a specific subset of people who have not been offended or had a problem with the product that they sell, and some rando out of nowhere is just like, I have no idea what the product is that you sell. I will never engage in buying any of it, but I have a problem with it, and I think you should stop selling it to your core audience who is literally funding you. You should listen to me, the person who will never give you a dime, and they do it. It's fucking fascinating. It blows my mind because it makes zero sense. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here. Back to the major point at hand. Should all games have a very easy mode so that way everybody in the world can enjoy it? No. No, they shouldn't. They shouldn't, because it stifles the creativity of people who do the things that they do for these reasons. People who go out and set out to make a very difficult game or a very specific experience when it comes to gaming for their fans. It puts them in a bubble, and it tells them that no, you have to do this and you have to do that. And I don't think that works for creativity. It just doesn't work that way. Because, like, here's the thing, and this is the major point right here. This is the point that I'm gonna make, that the last point, because I think it's the most relevant. If somebody was to come along on your cushy, really easy, not very difficult story-driven game and demand that the company who makes your game makes it more difficult so it can accommodate specifically them, I guarantee you would have a problem with it. And that's when this thing comes full circle, and you get the kind of sense of hypocrisy that's added on top of this. Is the same people who claim to have a problem with it being the way that it is, like one way, would have a problem if it was the other way. If you took their game franchise, their pacifist game where you don't kill anything and it's just nice and everything's cool and it's just a chill game experience, and they're just like, where's the blood and gore? Like, you need to add blood and gore in this game so we can enjoy it. They'd be like, no, that's not what this game is. You'd have objections. So my opinion is just leave shit alone. Let developers make what the fuck they want to make. Let them target whatever audience they want to target. And if you see a game that comes out and it's not for you and you're interested, fucking watch somebody play it on YouTube. You don't have to play it. You're not entitled to play it. I'm sorry. You have an option to play it. You have an option to purchase it. These are all optional, and they have the right to make whatever they want. So that's my opinion on the topic, guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I am curious to hear your opinions and thoughts. Don't forget that we stream pretty much we stream every week on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays. Usually have Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays off, but Borderlands 3 is out, so that might change. We may be streaming on those days anyway, just because Borderlands 3 is a blast. We also do giveaways every Friday and Saturday, so come and hang out with us. If you enjoyed that video, hit that like button and share it, and I'll see you guys on the next one. I look forward to hearing your thoughts down in the comments.